Hello everyone and welcome to Quick Tips with Courtney Rowe. This is the finals edition of Quick Tips with Courtney, where I have your ultimate survival guide for finals week. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about sleep, which just so happens to be one of my favorite hobbies. Though I've noticed that I tend to not get enough of it, which I've also noticed is a common theme among so many other students. Coming from a night owl, I know how tempting it can be to stay up until the prime of witching hours, watching your favorite Netflix shows, discovering the dark side of TikTok, and recreating one of those tasty late-night snack recipe videos. This lack of sleep seems to peak significantly during finals and exam weeks, which is coincidentally the precise time that you don't want to be sacrificing those Z's. A study found that the grades of students that slept at least 7 hours each night during finals week were nearly 10% higher than those of students who got less than that. It also found that students who extended their sleep duration from 6 to 7 hours saw an average increase of 1.7 points on a scale of 20 for each exam. Dr. Bayert said that this is because new knowledge is integrated into our existing knowledge base while we sleep. Not only does sleep affect your test scores, but it can also have major effects on your body, internally and externally. For one thing, it affects your thinking ability and your athletic performance. And while there are many positives to getting adequate sleep, if you aren't meeting that duration quota, you can suffer some seriously negative side effects, including memory issues, trouble with thinking and concentrating, mood changes, a weakened immune system, risk for diabetes, a low sex drive, accidents, high blood pressure, weight gain, risk of heart disease, and poor balance. It can also significantly lower your quality of life. If you experience sleep deprivation for a prolonged period of time, you may also begin to have hallucinations, experience impulsive behavior, suffer from anxiety, depression, paranoia, and even have suicidal thoughts. Microsleep is another thing that can result from lack of sleep. This is where you may fall asleep for a few seconds or even a few minutes without even being conscious of it. This is extremely dangerous as it makes you more prone to injury from tripping and falling, and it's certainly not something you want to experience while you're trying to focus on your exam. Preventing all of these requires that you take your sleep and view it as you would your diet or your workouts. You have to view it as a necessary and vital part of your daily routine. Obviously, this is easier said than done, but there are minor things that you might be doing in your everyday life that can affect your sleep. Ways to go about getting better sleep include limiting your daytime naps and doing your best to avoid them altogether, refraining from caffeine past noon, going to bed at the same time each night and, with that, waking up at the same time each morning, sticking to your bedtime schedule during weekends and holidays, spending an hour before bed doing relaxing activities that you enjoy, avoiding heavy meals at least 2 hours before bedtime, refraining from using your electronic devices right before bed, which I know is a struggle, and lastly, exercising regularly but not close to your bedtime. If you're trying your hardest to get good sleep but you still suffer from sleep deprivation, you might be struggling with a sleeping disorder. This can include sleep apnea, narcolepsy, restless leg syndrome, seizures, and movement disorders. I would highly suggest going and talking to your doctor about it so that they can get a sleep study done. That way you can go about getting proper treatment and getting proper sleep. It's all about finding what works for you personally and then keeping it consistent. Once you figure out how to manage your sleep, your grades, your mood, your relationships, and your overall health will improve significantly. That being said, I think it's nap time.